Hello, bonjour, Leslie Carvey here, and I'm on the other side of normal. Today's episode, we're talking about friendship. So buckle in. Friendship. The wide blanket. We put a lot of things under the word friendship. Sometimes we just meet people we hardly know, and they're our friends, acquaintances, co-workers. Where does the real friendship start? And I've known somebody for many years. But do I really know them? Or even if I really know them, do I trust them? Do I respect them? A lot goes under the word friendship. Friendship is as much a powerful word as the word love itself. Just holds too much together. You know who really put the pulse into friendship? You know who really, really put their finger on the pulse? Facebook. Because before Facebook, we didn't have friend anniversaries. We didn't have friend categories. But the most important thing is we didn't have an out. We didn't delete friends. We just walked around not liking our friends. We didn't have a stop looking at my life situation. And that's what Facebook brought us. It changed the friendship game, if you will. So even once we do decide that someone is going to be a friend, how do we determine lifelong friend, soulmate, best friend, bestie? Like, how do we measure that friendship? Do we have a point system? Like, if we're in their wedding, there's 10 points. If they drove us to or from the airport, it's 5. If they helped you move, that's a big friendship thing. What about if you've gone on vacation together? What if they loan you money? Gifts. I have friends who give me lots of gifts. That's got to be worth 5 points. If they met your family, because once you get in with the family, your mama always asks about them until she dies. What if they're just somebody who listens to you? What if they cook you soup when you're sick? There's a lot of reasons why we have friends. And we all have to decide what's important to us, what keeps that friend there. Because there's a lot of reasons why we don't keep our friends there. They didn't pay back the money. They broke up the marriage. They have a different sense of what it means to be a friend. Delete and cancel. I hold my friends very dear. I like a lot of people, and some of them like me. I guess maybe some of them don't. Until Facebook came, you really didn't know. I've had friends delete me, which is awkward when you see them. Unfriend me, block me. It's awkward because there's never a conversation. Nobody gives you a message that says, this is why I am exiting your life. You know? And it's painful. And you want to say, well, sucks to be you. But sometimes you have to hold the mirror up and say, oh, maybe I wasn't such a good friend. Ever since the diagnosis of ADHD, I have to look back and see how my actions could have been perceived as just someone who doesn't care, someone who doesn't miss people, someone who doesn't tell them all the warm, fuzzy things. And that's just part of my ADHD. And I try to be a better person every day of my life. Some people have slipped through the cracks, not a lot. There's a lot of people who really have maintained friendships with me. I'm not close to anyone. Well, I am as of recently, but I keep my friends at a certain, everybody's here. I try not to stress friendships. I try not to borrow money. I try not to ask big, huge favors. Um, for me, I used to always say, if you haven't had a cup of tea with me, you're not one of my friends. Because that's, in my poverty, it was the thing that I like to do best with friends. Just sit around, have a cup of tea. How long has it been? A year? 6? Oh, we have so much to talk about. So for me, my friendship level was telling them about my life, sharing my stories. If there's anything I could help somebody with whatever wisdom I have back there, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'll tell you all the things and all the ways to do things. So we all value friendship and we all value how we deliver what it means to be a friend differently. I have had a group of friends. We have been friends for almost 50 years. I met Renee when I was 8 and Virginia and Tracy when I was 9. And we're all related too. We're cousins in and out through mother and father side, everything. We're all related. And that's just a Halifax thing, perhaps. My newest friend I met less than a year ago. And her and I are very close, and I'll do a whole show about her because she shows up on the bike rides and she shows up in other places. Having friends for a long period of time is an amazing thing because you're adding on to that initial friendship. You add the first husband, maybe the second husband, you add a kid, you add their family, you add their accomplishments, and you just layer your friendship. And every year and every decade is just this great big ball of memories and good times and bad times that aren't so bad now because you've passed them. I love that about friendship. I love that it's the start point and then every memory you pile on top of it, every feeling. It's like, remember that time we rented the hotel and just took pictures? That's something that I like to do. I like taking pictures. And a few of my friends have indulged me. And some people who were lesser friends judged me. What? Because I was doing this before Instagram. I was doing it as soon as I had to stop paying for film and got the digital camera. Set it up, 10 seconds, took pictures of myself. It made me feel good. So what? But they judged me because back then people didn't do that. Now everybody does that. So some of my friends, they're like, what do you want to do? If it's up to me, what do I want to do? I want to put on a whole bunch of wigs and a whole bunch of clothing and a whole bunch of makeup and take pictures because that's what I like to do. And again, I didn't have a lot of money, so that was my thing. And a few of my friends have indulged me in some very cool photo shoots. And looking back on that brings us all great joy. Another thing I like to do with friends, I love sitting out at outside cafes, whether it's Starbucks or some fancy hoity-toity place, having a nice cup of coffee, tea. I only drink tea. Coffee, tea, or even a glass of wine with a friend is one of my favorites. Have you ever had a friend come back? It's so uncomfortable when you know someone deleted you and then you see their friend request. Or worse, you see them in person and they're just like, yeah, I'm sorry. And it's like if they didn't see you, they wouldn't have said that. But you're like, we had a good thing. Maybe we can start again. And generally, it probably will be good again because you really shouldn't have severed it in the first place. Something that would have been done in real life, like a little spat, you would have met up the week later and said, that was silly, sorry. But because you're on social media, it just goes on for years. Oh, he unfriended me and my pride says that hurts and I'm not letting that person back in my life. Or there's people that are really, really, really horrible to you and you don't want them back. And I hope you have the strength to say, my life is better without you. I can't continue this relationship. And now I'm older and I understand myself, which is what's really is important here is that I understand myself. And now I can better understand how my friendships can move forward where we are and maybe mend broken ones or just treat the existing ones better. There are a lot of people in those pictures. If you're in the picture, please say, hey, I'm in that picture. I'm a friend of Leslie's. And it was a good ride. Anyway, thank you for watching the friendship episode, The Other Side of Normal.